One side of my hair is completely froed out. That'll be this side. And the other side still has a little definition. I couldn't even save it to save my life this morning. I couldn't even, no. And you see how the side's flatter? I keep having to pull it out trying to make it match this frizzy puff. At any rate, yeah, this is not one of my best hair weeks. VEDA. I'm not sure what day I'm going to post this, so I'm not going to say what day it is. As you guys see, I'm completely fresh-faced, cleaned. I have a doctor's appointment, and I don't know what it is, but something about going to the doctor, I just feel like my face should be clean as well, like no makeup. I don't know. It's just something, that I made up myself. So I wanted to do a quick little discussion. The other day, really last week, Jason and I, we've been totally immersed in Netflix, and so there was a documentary on Alan Iverson on the Netflix. This was actually done by someone who's from Hampton and was here or knew of the trial and tribulation. It's a true trial and tribulation that he experienced in high school. So it was very interesting to me because I live in Hampton now and I do love it. But it's crazy because sometimes you will never know the history or what something, someone, somewhere has been through if you don't read research. So I've lived in Hampton 2 years now. I had no idea. I think there was one time ever that I ever mentioned Alan Iverson, because it's not that I'm not a fan, but coming from Philly and seeing, or hearing and seeing kind of how foolish sometimes he would act, I just, I wasn't a huge fan. I did not like him, but it was whatever. So it's not like I go around talking about him. But the one time I had mentioned him, I remember it was a white guy, and he was kind of young guy, and he was like, "Oh, he's an asshole," and just left it at that. Me and Jason had kind of made our own theory that maybe the reason why people don't fool with him like that is because he doesn't have any businesses or anything like any programs or anything here that's giving back to the community where he came from. Ignorant thought, right? Ignorant. And I say it's ignorant because we didn't know. So we watched this documentary, and Jason had a little bit more understanding than I did. I was completely in the dark. I didn't know he basically had gotten into this huge fight, a true brawl with several people at a bowling alley. Crazy enough, the bowling alley is right behind my son's karate studio. And it's kind of cool when you watch documentaries or just things where you know everything. Since I live here now, I knew everywhere that they were talking about. I knew everything was familiar. So this happened back, I want to say in 90. It had to be 93, I think they said, 93, 94. And of course, technology wasn't what it is now. And there's a short recording of the brawl, but you can't hardly make out anybody. You don't really know what happened. But basically, in this fight, a white girl got hit, who was not involved in it, hit with a chair and had stitches and everything. She was knocked unconscious. I don't remember if she specifically said Alan Iverson threw the chair, but the issue became Alan Iverson threw the chair. Now, nobody can really prove this, but it was him and I want to say 5 other guys ended up being arrested, and I believe they had a trial as well. Now, it didn't all happen right at once. The fight happened, a week later they got arrested. I think the trial was a couple months later. He really highlighted how the city of Hampton kind of had a huge divide. It was a racial divide. It was a huge racial divide over this situation with Alan Iverson, because the people who were the defendants were Alan Iverson and 5 other friends of his, and I believe they were all athletes. They all went to Bethel High School here in Hampton. They were basketball players, and at this point, Alan Iverson was doing awesome as far as basketball, and he had already gone to McDonald's, combine for basketball players and all that stuff. And then the people who got hurt was a white woman and 2 white guys. And so it tore the city apart. It really did. From watching the DVD or watching the documentary, it was crazy. So, long story short, Alan Iverson did go to jail. I think that he did about a year or maybe less. When the new Virginia governor came in, he basically granted him, is it clemency? I hope I'm using that word correctly, but he basically got him out of jail. You guys have to watch the documentary. And interesting enough, I see where now Showtime is doing a documentary on Alan Iverson. It'll be interesting for me to compare the two. But all of that was just truly eye-opening, because I would have never known what Alan's experience was. Like, I didn't know him until he played on the Sixers. So right when and we got to Philly the same time. I didn't know. He got drafted to the Sixers in 97. I got to Philly in 97. And so my experience of Alan Iverson is that he was cocky and he ran around Philly, and he, not even that he ran it, but he loved it. It was like he got that brotherly love. He really claimed it, or he really felt like it was home, and he did what he wanted to do. He's the only person I've ever heard of got banned from Fridays. Like, he wasn't like standoffish. He was definitely a part of the city. He definitely had love for the city. The city had love for him. But he just would do stuff and get in trouble. And it was like, but you're an athlete. You know, like, you're making millions of dollars. Like, have some sense about you. But I understand that I'm not giving him a pass, but experiencing what he did, oh, damn. Okay, so now I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get these two videos plastered together. But at any rate, so yeah, my experience with Alan Iverson was that he acted foolish in Philly. But now, understanding what he went through as a teenager here in Hampton, being the root, or what most people would say is the root of a whole city dividing racially, not being able to finish high school here, you know, it was like a blessing for him to get to Georgetown, to even get to Philly. So I understand why in my opinion, why he came to Philly and really put his feet in the ground. Like, he really made it feel like home to him. Like, you would never know he wasn't from Philly, the way he just gave Philly so much love. So now I understand, I feel like, his background a little better. And I would have never known. I didn't hear about it. I was in high school at the time. I truly never heard of Alan Iverson until he got to the pros. So I didn't know that he had been through this huge trial that was highly publicized. There was a whole lot of people involved. It was just amazing. And now I understand. I don't think it's that, well, I know it's not that people don't like him because he doesn't have businesses here or have programs here, because he did actually come back a couple years ago, and he has like a basketball camp and all that. He has come back, but I can only imagine that it doesn't feel comfortable being here. I don't know how comfortable I would feel in a place that had happened to me. So, and I think that people probably still feel some kind of way, you know, and it's probably traveled, you know, not traveled, but it's come down a generation, of course, because like I said, the guy who I had said it to, he was young. So I can only imagine if he's from here, his parents probably were, you know, more experienced in it than him. But, I also see like Hampton. I love Hampton. It's a great place to raise a family, but I do always feel like, you know, I always assume that they're advertising or that they have so many great programs, just to bring commerce up. But I feel like it might still be them kind of rebuilding from the city being divided like it was. Again, it doesn't feel divided. It felt, for a person who just moved here, who's only been here 2 years, it felt like it's just an up and coming area. But it's so perfect to me, or, you know, in my opinion, because it's a big city that does not feel urban at all. It's very laid back. It's very comfortable. It's clean. You know, people care about their life and their surroundings, and their, you know, just making a life for themselves. And that's very, very comfortable for me. You know, I'm like, and you guys know there's a beach here. I could not travel at all. Like, I could be home all the time. Like, I really and truly enjoy this city and the area. So I just wanted to come on and kind of give my 2 cents. And will you guys be checking out the Showtime documentary? I absolutely will, because I want to see how they spin it. I think that they might handle or focus more on his professional career, whereas this documentary I saw definitely focused on the high school trial and tribulation. What do you guys think?